started the recording. So welcome everyone to a morning of energy efficiency on this very cold winter's day here in Missouri. Excited about today, and mainly it's because I like energy efficiency. I think it's a great thing for utilities, utility customer service to better serve all of our customers across the state of Missouri and into Arkansas and the region. So a couple different things are going on today. First, we have Jim Hunter and Danny Watkins from Apogee. They're a company that really is wonderful as far as helping with customer service and getting that energy education and resources out to your customer. Something that NQA has been partnering with Apogee for quite a few years. They have some online tools for online energy audits, and then also some really cool uses of technology to educate your customers on their energy usage. So first off, we'll go through that, and then after we're finished with that, approximately around 10:30, we'll get started on an energy basics part of the webinar. And I'm just going to be going through some basic concepts of drivers of high bills. We're going to talk a little bit about resources for your customers, tools that you can use, ways to educate your customers, and then also kind of go through some Q&A about high bill complaints that you get during the winter and sometimes the summer months as well, and how to answer those questions. So hopefully it'll be a good day, good learning day for you. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jim Hunter with Apogee. Thank you, Jim.
Good morning. Good morning, and thank you, Connie. Danny and I are pleased to be with you this morning. I'm going to be speaking for a little while, and Danny is going to drive the ship for me as we go through the presentation, and he will be demonstrating some of the stuff that we got to share with you today. Yeah, as Connie mentioned, we've had a great relationship for years with MPUA, and in a nutshell, what Apogee does is help utilities with personalized digital customer engagement solutions that increase customer satisfaction and help reduce high bill calls and improve program results. And we do that also with messaging on the web and by email and by social media. So we agreed to have a product review for you today of not only what your current subscription with MPUA could be if you're not one of the existing participating member systems, and even some other features, products, and benefits that go beyond your current subscription that we're real excited about and have begun using with a number of utilities around the country. Okay, Danny, screen just went off here. There we go. So the agenda we want to follow today is talk about what customers want, what utility customers want, about the current MPUA Apogee solution. And then we'll talk about the billing integrated video messaging. And then we'll just have a wrap up following that. Okay. So what do your customers want? Well, I think we would agree that they want immediate information if they can get it, and they want it as detailed as they want. And that varies, certainly, doesn't it, between customers. And they want something they do something about, or they want you to do something about, right? Okay, Danny. So the current self-service that is available to MPUA member systems is an online self-service application for your customers. It's a way, it's placed on your website, and we see the most success when there's posts from the social media. And why? Well, unless they're coming to your website to pay a bill, what we found and what marketing folks have found around the country for utilities is they're more likely to go to your social media than they are to your website, except for paying a bill. So any use of the of our platform is certainly heightened when social media is used. Well, customers can create a My Home profile, and they learn ways to be more efficient, and the bill analysis solution shows where their energy dollars are going. There's saving tips that provide both the dollar and carbon impact of their use, and it can also integrate reference to the utility, any utility programs and rebates or incentives that you may have as well. And then we have a number of free promotional materials that we provide any participant for social media and for digital and in-print newsletters, et cetera, branded for your utility. So, and you know, we provide MPUA quarterly data and regular data for all of the participants. So the thing that we'd like to do is do a demonstration of that Energy Advisor where the customer creates an online profile and completes an online energy audit. Danny, you ready?
I'm ready, sir. I'm going to quit sharing this screen and I'm actually going to go into the, I'm going to use Kirkwood's because they have it in place. And the first thing I'm going to share with you while I'm pulling it up is the landing page that you see here. This kind of has everything that's available, and you're able to hear me, correct?
I can, Danny.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good deal. Yeah, so this is what we call the landing page. It's kind of the Energy Resource Center, aka Energy Resource Center. You can have these set up on your website individually, or you can just have a link directing them to the home or to the Energy Resource Center. And I'm going to demonstrate the home energy audit here. We call it the Residential Energy Advisor. So the first thing that you'll notice is when you pull this up, it's going to show you a tour if you've never pulled it up before, and it's just going to walk you through each one of these questions. But because I'm going to do that, we don't need a tour. But before I get started, I wanted to point out that you do have the availability of downloading, printing, and emailing the report once it's finished. And I wanted to show this feedback feature. So your customer can type up a question, and it goes to two places. It goes to the designated person at your utility or a designated email address, and it goes to the Apogee development team. And the reason why it goes to the Apogee development team is in case there's a glitch, we want to be able to fix it right away. Or if your customer says, I think my air conditioner is running too much or my heater's not running correctly, we would obviously divert that question to the utility. So that's the feedback feature and the options that you see above. The first thing that it takes you to is the My Home portion of this. So it's just a series of questions that I'm going to walk through. The first question is where your home is located. And I'm just going to use Kirkwood as an example because we already have that up because it's their platform. So this is important because we're going to be pulling the weather data. And the weather data is obviously very key in terms of, how much energy is going to be consumed in a home. The next question is dealing with the size of the home. I'm going to make this a little larger. You can go in and fill out this profile in 2 to 5 minutes, or you can really take some time. And what I mean by that is a lot of these questions have the additional options. So if you click on that, you can see you can enter a lot more information about the home, the different home types, whether it's an apartment, a townhome, and each one that you click on, it changes the image so you can kind of get a good idea. So this is what we have set up for Kirkwood. And then we have a number of questions below. Right here, we ask, do you own your own home? And the reason why we do that, because once we finish the profile and we go to learn more, it's going to take you to the saving tips tab. And then depending on how they fill out the profile, we're going to have different tips for them to save. So for instance, if someone's renting their home, if they don't own their own home, we're not going to suggest that they change out their HVAC system because more than likely they're not going to be responsible for that. And you can see all these questions here. I get this question once where it was talking about if your home has a crawl space, what would be the best option there? And that's obviously going to be is your house on stilts? In fact, I don't, yeah, right here, stilts or pilings. So, if you do have, um, if your home is on a crawl space, that's the option you would select. And because I have it set on apartment, it didn't give me that option. So let's just do split level. And then here you can kind of toggle these yes and no. You can also enter the age of the home. You can also enter, you have a little bit more flexibility in terms of the sizes. It's a little bit more options than what we saw above. So we're just going to sit here. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out. I'm going to do 80 to 89 is the year of the home, and I'm going to put this on 2,000 square feet. So as you notice, as I slowly fill out this profile, you're going to see this green circle slowly fill in. So that is the size of the home. I'm going to go back. I've already filled that out. The next question is how many people live in the home. You can go all the way up to 9 just by toggling the slider bar. I'm going to keep it on 3. The next question I really like, it's dealing with your car situation. So you can go in and if you have no car, you can select none, or you can, if it's a gas vehicle, you can obviously click that as well. And once you click on gas diesel, it asks you how many miles a day you typically drive and the miles per gallon. So let's just say someone's in a rough situation where they're driving 90 miles a day and they don't get the greatest gas mileage. And the saving tips will reflect that once we click on that. You can add a second car if you want. We do have electric or a hybrid plug-in. Again, if you have an EV, you can do miles per day, all the way up to 100. And you can do how much percentage is charged at home or away, and it's in increments of 10. So we have 0, 100% away, so on and so forth. But just for these demonstrations, I'm going to select none on the second car. And again, I said it's a trifecta. You don't get great gas mileage. You're driving a lot, and gas is through the roof. So I'm just going to select 320, and then you will get a good idea on the saving tips.
And
The
this
next question,
Danny, don't mean to interrupt you. This is a question that's optional for a utility. If you're not ready to discuss EVs, then like I say, this is an optional question.
right? And Kirkwood has it turned on. Yeah. So thanks for that, Jim. Also, the next question, question 5, is the insulation. Typically, people are going to have some insulation in their apartment or home. If they don't know, I'd suggest some insulation is probably a good option. But if you go into the additional options, you have the availability of entering, obviously, more information here. I'm going to say 4 inches all the way through. But it also gives you the option of entering your window information. So if you have double pane, single hung, and each one of these that you click on, it's very interactive. It shows you an example of what the windows look like. So I'm going to do double hung, double pane windows. You can also select the window sizes. I'm going to keep mine on standard. Also, we have the air leaks tab up above. I'm going to say that this is typical. You can do weatherized by homeowner. You can see the additional options here. And we asked, do you think that you need that your ducts need to be worked on? So if you don't select on the additional options, you don't have the availability of filling out the windows or the insulation. I just wanted to point that out. Also with the HVAC system, obviously this is a very important question because most of your electricity is going to go to heating and cooling your home. And of course, just about anything you're going to run into, we have the options here. But again, if you want to do a little bit more deep dive, you can go in here. I'm going to say that we have an electric heater. I'm going to make it a little bit of an older system. And obviously it's heated throughout. And I'm going to put our thermostat setting on, let's just do 68. Same thing for the central air. I'm going to do an older system. And I'm going to keep the central air, the thermostat at 73. But another thing I wanted to point out, which I really like, is you have the secondary option. For instance, I work in my sunroom, and the sunroom was not connected to the rest of the heating and air that my house provides. So I have a window unit, and I can select that right here. And it's a pretty new window unit. I installed it myself. Area's cooled. I'm going to say that it's a bedroom. And I have this one set a little bit more conservative at 74. You can enter the square footage. This is a really good option in case you might have a bedroom over a garage, and in the summer it's impossible for that room to stay cool. So some people might have a window unit as like supplemental for that room. So you can enter that here. You can also do the same thing with the heating. So I've filled out this question. You can see it's starting to slowly fill in. I've already answered the thermostat question in the additional options, so it's already filled out for me. But if you don't go into additional options, you can select the thermostat. Obviously, we ask, is your thermostat programmable? I'm going to select no, just so we can see what comes up in the saving tips. Water heater is the same type of deal as the HVAC system. You can enter a little bit more information. I'm going to say that this one's natural gas, and then it's an older system. Where it's located, we have several different different options here. Mine's located in the garage. Some people might have it located in the basement or a utility closet. We do have those options as well. Obviously, we have 3 options for the temperature of the water: low, medium, and high. I'm going to keep it at medium. So again, the appliance questions, everybody's going to have at least 1 refrigerator, I would imagine, maybe 0 freezers. You can enter the information here about the washer and dryer. I'm going to do electric and electric. And the one thing I really like about this additional options here is you can enter a lot more information about anything that you click on it. Let's say you have an additional refrigerator in the garage. You can select that, follow the settings. You can add up to 3. If you have a larger home and you have 3 refrigerators. The freezer, same kind of deal. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. The laundry room is you have a little bit more options here. Let's just say you do 6 loads a week. I'm going to keep this one at 4. And then you can enter Energy Star, and the dishwasher is also for the kitchen. If you have natural gas, I'm going to say that we cook often. If you have natural gas as a stovetop, you can select that as well. And then the dishwasher, electric or Energy Star. But what I really wanted to get to is the other appliances. And sometimes Teams doesn't show the options. I don't think it is. So I'm just going to kind of just show you a few options here. And I'm going to go down to TV. So you can see the more information you enter about your appliances, you can kind of take some time here. I'm going to enter the TV, click on add. And then from here, you can kind of just play around with it. I'm going to say LCD screen. I'm going to make it a larger TV because TVs are a lot less expensive than they used to be. I'm going to say that it's in the family room. You can select the quantity, how many hours a day. Let's just say 6. And then you can add a cable box if you want. So if you look at this, all these options, you can really add some detail about your appliances and have some really good information when we go to the bill analysis tab, which I will get to in just a minute. The lighting question is pretty straightforward. We all know lighting usually doesn't take up a lot of the energy bill, so we don't have any additional options here. It's pretty straightforward. And then last but not least is the pool question. And I'm going to say, if you have a pool, I would strongly suggest that you go into these additional options, because you can enter when the pump is turned on, when it's turned off, the size of the pump, is it a variable speed? So you can kind of see all these options, whether or not it's heated. You can see all these options. Same thing for the hot tub. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to say I don't own a pool. Now everything's filled out. My green circle's fully complete. I can go to show analysis. And I went through that fairly quickly, but are there any questions while this is pulling up? If not, I'll carry on. Okay, I don't hear anything. Again, the saving tips. You remember I entered the information where someone was in a bad situation, where they're driving a lot, they don't get great gas mileage, and they have gas is through the roof. So it's estimating that you can save up to $4,500 per year by switching to an EV. We also have rebates if a utility company, if your city has any kind of rebates, say you have a smart thermostat program, we can enter that link below and people can click on it and then it will take them directly to that website. So it's just another way of us promoting the options here. So I just wanted to point out, the most relevant, the most cost saving ways to save are going to pop up towards the top. Obviously, I said that I had an older heating system. So if I upgraded it, it's saying that I could save $660 per year. And again, based on how I filled out the profile, different saving tips are gonna show up. So that's kind of the saving tips in a nutshell. The biggest benefit I think is the bill analysis tab. And this is also an estimator mode. We do have a billing integrated version, which actually overlays your actual bill on top of it. But again, I'm just going to break this down for you. This is the electric analysis. We can toggle between the fuel because obviously I did enter a few of those questions that showed fuel. I'm going to put it back to electricity. You can toggle between cost and use. This pie chart, this is obviously for the annual cost. So you can kind of separate and it's very interactive. You can also hover over here and it will show you each one individually. And then we have a pull down bar that actually includes the cost and the use associated with each one of the items that you see above. And of course, I entered the information about the TV. The more appliances that you enter, the more information you're going to have about each appliance. So based on how I filled out in the My Home profile, it's estimating that I'm spending about $45 a year on a TV, which isn't too bad. But if you enter all of the appliances, you can see how it can add up. Now, we do have a monthly electric cost breakdown, which I really like. It's the same type of deal. It's very interactive. You can hover over these and see exactly which one you're looking at. But what I like about it is this pull down bar. Because I entered the information about the where the home is located, it has the average temperature for that month. And it also has the number of days in the cycle. And then it breaks down all of the items that you see above. We do have the base charge for Kirkwood included here, so that is included. One thing that I really like about this is it shows you your monthly average. So the thing that I like about this, if you can see some months are going to be a little bit more of a higher bill than other months, but you can kind of get a rough idea as to how much, if you want to budget for how much you're going to spend on your electric bill, you can kind of get a good idea here. And then, of course, again, the TV and the cable box information is below as well. And finally, last but not least, we compare from last month to this month. So the first two items that you see are, dealing with the cost, and then here's the reasons why it changed. Obviously, the weather impact, the number of days in the cycle, and based on how you fill out the profile, it might give you a little bit more information here. But you can see you use more electricity, so it costs $77 more for this month. We also compare the same time, a 13-month year by year comparison.
And Danny, I'm sure you would get to it, but this is what our customer service reps find as a very valuable tool when they do get a high bill call, to be able to talk about why the bill is higher and how it compares to what happened last month and last year.
Yeah, correct. And The billing integrated version, again, I've said that this is estimator, but the billing integrated version would actually, these first two items that you see would be the actual billing information. And then the item, anything below would be the reasons why the bill changed. So you can help explain that to your customer. Same type of deal with the year by year. If it's billing integrated, these two would be the actual billing information, and then anything below would be the reasons why. So we do have the same information in a chart and graph format. It's the same information that you see here. It's just a little bit, if you like charts and graphs, I'm kind of a charts and graphs guy. You can kind of help explain it that way as well. One more thing before I move on. With the billing integrated version, we have a pink line that would overlay on top of this, and that would be the actual bill. And you can hover over it and it will tell you what the bill was for that month. So that is the Home Energy Advisor. Jim, did you have anything you wanted to add? Do you want me to maybe demonstrate the just one special purpose calculator real quick?
Danny, perhaps the EV calculator, I suppose, or the appliance calculator. You take your choice.
I'm trying to get back to it. Yeah, here we go. So I will probably demonstrate.
Yeah, they don't have it. So
yeah, I can pull it up if you want me to.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, so I'll demonstrate the appliance calculator. It's pretty straightforward. But this is just something the MPUA provides. We do have 3 special purpose calculators, and it's a little bit more, on the My Home profile, you could enter the appliances information. This does that, but kind of on steroids. You can see all of the items below. If you have an office at your home, you can enter that information. The TV portion is a little bit more in depth. So you can select a little bit more options. Let's just say you have one. You can add, how many hours it's on the weekend compared to the weekdays, and you can get the annual cost amount associated with it. So the more appliances that you add, like you might have a gaming console, you might have, again, with the cable box, the more information you can really see exactly how much you're spending on your appliances. I'm going to minimize that and maybe go just to kind of show you. Let's go to the garage because I really like the options that are available here. If you have any power tools that are plugged in, let's just say you might spend a couple hours on the weekend charging those, or just anything you see here. The more information you provide, the more information you're going to have. You're going to get a much better idea about your appliances. So that's it in a nutshell. I mean, you can go through and look at all these tabs and add up as much as you want, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to move on. And Jim, I think I'm going to give it back to you, and we can go back to the presentation if you'd like.
Great. Okay, that's okay. One of the things that we did want to point out to you is Danny demonstrated the appliance calculator, and our subscription with MPUA includes the televisions and the lighting calculators. But there's a number of others that we have, and some of our clients have 7 or 8 that they use. Okay, Danny. And I did want to let you know that we have an extensive video library. Each one of the calculators has a corresponding video that goes with it, as well as the Energy Advisor. And so our clients make great use of those on both social media and on the website. Okay, Danny. In addition, we have a wealth of marketing resources for both print and social media use. And we can customize it, with the logos of the utility that we're serving. We add things to it all the time. If we do something custom for a client, we can replace the logo and use it for another client. So we have a great library that we can share. Okay, Dan. So what are the benefits of what we've talked about so far? Well, there's a good bit of customer education going on, information is being provided. It gives folks a reason to visit your website and to digitally engage with you, which is what we told you. That's our forte. It explains what factors cause the customer's bill, and it can, as you saw, it can assess EV cost and savings on the fuel side. And it gives you online tools comparable to large utilities. We serve a lot of large investor-owned and cooperatives, and the largest city in the country, LADWP out in Los Angeles. So and then we serve some of the smallest clients out there with 100, 200, 300 meters. And we have proven results. You will achieve proven results. It drives up customer satisfaction. It's a great help in that regard, and to help reduce high bill calls for your customers. It's useful, as I mentioned, for the customer service reps, and if you have field auditors, it's a great tool. It helps drive program participation, as Danny mentioned, out or initiatives that the city may have. And it's just great imaging for your community. So what I'd like to transition to now, because, what's relevant is, why the bill changed over last month. That's what is a stumbling block for a lot of customers. We'd love for them, wouldn't we, to avoid calling us about a high bill, and we'd like to be able to help them to lower their bills, let them know how their home is performing, and give them savings tips like we've just demonstrated. And the way that we have found the most effective way is to begin to do that with outbound video messaging. And when Danny talked about billing integrated, and he told you some of the extra things that happens with the Energy Advisor when you're billing integrated. Well, with outbound video messaging, when a utility exceeds a threshold that is agreed upon by the individual utility, let's say $20 or $25 a month, when that threshold is experienced, an alert of a higher than usual bill is sent to the customer to their email address, and it may possibly alert them to a problem that's trending, and again can point them to special offers. And with outbound video messaging, we can also alert folks with public service announcements for storms. Okay, Danny. Oh, and also beat the peak. And things that with outbound that you can help clients with. Seasonal notices for heating and cooling periods. Well, using video and key video statistics is what marketers around the country are discovering. 85% of the folks that use the internet are looking at videos. 87% of marketing professionals say it's a powerful tool, and the demand continues to increase. Folks want more video content, and frankly, folks just don't read like they used to, but they'll watch a darn video, won't they? So 82% now of the global internet traffic involves video streaming and downloads. And when you integrate billing, the way our customer engagement platform works is it combines input from the bills, from the home profile that's established by the customer. It includes weather and rates, local weather and rates. And if a client has AMI, it also brings that data in, but it works fine without it, just on bills. And it allows for personalized outbound communications. Below that, you can see some of the different ways we do that, as I've mentioned. It allows for the customer self-service, just like Danny showed you, with those enhancements that he talked about once it's billing integrated. And from your standpoint, for customer service reps, it's a great aid. It helps prevent folks from calling in once they've seen why the bill has changed and what the different disaggregated factors are that create it. They're much less likely to call. And now's the time then that we'd like to do the just a brief demonstration of what the personalized video bill explanation is like. And again, it has 4 elements that it's looking at: weather, days of service, the rates, and the behavior. Watch for them as Danny demonstrates personalized video bill explanation.
Hey, Jim, I'm going to quit sharing just for a second because I got an error message saying that my system audio was not being able to share. So I'm going to reshare the screen in just a second.
Okie doke.
If it doesn't work, I have a backup plan. So we'll have to cross our fingers. I'm going to play this video just for a second, and you tell me if you can hear it.
At Apogee Electric, we are committed
Yes.
Okay.
to
Yes.
being your trusted energy partner. We have created this personalized video to help you understand why your bill has changed this month. Your electric use for your January 28th bill is higher compared to last month, so your bill has increased by $51. This does not include adjustments like credits or other charges that may be on your bill. We've analyzed your electric use, and here are the factors that contributed to your higher bill. Heating your home can be a large portion of your monthly use. This past month, the average temperature was 5 degrees cooler. The cooler weather caused your heating system to run longer and increased your bill by $54. This month there were 3 fewer days of service included on your bill. The shorter bill period decreased your bill by $4. Fewer days in the billing period causes your bill to be lower. Your water use increased by over 800 gallons. Compared to the previous month, this accounted for an increase of $7 in your water and wastewater charges. There is a change in your bill this month that cannot be attributed to the factors previously outlined. This change decreased your bill by $6. Behavioral changes like adjusting your thermostat, using appliances less, spending less time at home, or fewer people in your home may have contributed to this change. Visit our website to learn ways you can save energy and money on your next bill, and we would appreciate your feedback on this video below.
Danny, thank you. You may have noticed here also that it included water usage. And that's a feature that we recently added. So those cities that have both electric and water service, we make an accommodation at least to the use. Danny, how are we doing for time, Connie?
We are doing good. It's 10 after 10, and I was going to start the next segment at 10:30, so we still have some time.
Good. Okay. Danny, do we have time to show? I think we have time to show a couple of the additional video messaging that we have.
Yeah, I'm probably only going to play either the cooling or the heating. I don't think I need to play both. But yeah, so the pre-cooling video is and to avoid message fatigue, we might send out a pre-cooling video, and it's kind of up to the utility's preference. We might send it out in March or April or even May, just depending on when you're depending on where you live in the country and your weather. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of demo It's just, we do use the billing data on here, so I'm gonna play this pre-cooling video for a minute.
Warmer weather is on its way. Based on our analysis of your electric bills from last summer, we estimate that cooling your home accounts for over 50% can make a big difference in your summer electric bills. This is a good time to check your attic insulation to be sure it is adequate to keep heat out. Use ceiling fans while you are in a room to make it feel cooler. Avoid placing lamps or heat-producing appliances under or near your thermostat. And avoid using the oven. Use the microwave or try grilling outside. To learn more, click here and please give us your feedback on this video below.
And then, of course, the preheating video is very similar. We can send it out in, you know, September, October, November, again, depending on where you live, what your preference is. And then we also send out the end of the year video, which is always sent out in January. And it just kind of breaks down everything that you know, it kind of breaks down your electric bill for the entire year. So we are currently sending those out to our customers that are taking advantage of the video usage.
Show them that, Danny.
Warmer weather is on its way. Based on
For whatever reason, it's not.
colder weather is on its way.
Whoops.
Based on our analysis of your bills
Okay.
from last summer, we estimate that
It's not showing the end of the year summary. I can pull it up real quick.
That's all right. That's all right. We can pass on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so the end of the year summary video, like I said, it just breaks down the entire year. You know, and it kind of categorizes different things. We can also include rebates. You can see the picture, it'll start itemizing a few things out, and we can include the rebates if you have anything, whether it be a water heater program or anything like that. But the end of the year summary video, like I said, it just kind of breaks down what you spent, like what your electric bill went to for the year before.
Okay, Danny, thank you. Good job. So one of the things that we love to do, and our marketing staff works with us on this, and we work with the clients, that bill explanation video, as you see kind of over on the left end, you know, that can occur in any month when that threshold is exceeded, right? But it, and Danny showed you, you know, one of the prepare for summer pre-cooling video. And the one prepare for winter. But there's also, you know, targeted videos that we can do, you know, to budget billing or an average payment plan. And there are a number of other targeted videos that we have to suit, you know, what our client is trying to achieve. Okay, Danny.
And Jim, I was just going to add, with the targeted video bill, we can also promote one of the special purpose calculators. We do have targeted video bills for those as well.
Absolutely. So here's the kinds of things that we see, and these are typical numbers. We see we have seen on occasion as much as 5 times greater program participation because of videos, and as much as 15 times higher than industry standard click-through rates, and reduction in high bill calls. And we'll show you in a minute, but you know, I'm not kidding you. I've never seen it below 95%, and as much as 99% request continued receipt of the videos. More than half of them report improved perception of the utility. You know, there is a feedback for each one of those videos. They don't have to do it, but we get tons of them every year. And, you know, 98% of those are very positive comments. And it gives a great boost in customer satisfaction scores, however you may measure that. And what we're talking about, you know, I don't know if you know how expensive it is to produce a video that might pay on cable TV or on television, but it's hugely expensive, tens of thousands of dollars. And, when you advertise, let's say in a newsletter, or when you do any kind of advertisement in media, it's not personalized, it's general. It's generalized, isn't it? These are personalized. And we're talking about fractions of penny a message at scale. You just need those email addresses to be able to send the messages. Okay, Danny? One of the things that we have developed, which has become hugely popular with our folks who become billing integrated with us and do video, is automated welcome series for new customers. And it's a series, of 4 things. A welcome to the customer on the first one. Right after someone signed up and you get that email. The next one, we take your bill and we customize and help them understand their bill. It talks about the next one, if you have any kind of rebates or programs, we'll address those. And then by the 4th month, when we've accumulated several bills, we'll give them their first video bill explanation. And that very naturally then leads into whether or not, we begin doing targeted video bill explanations, or if we send out a first one that simply promotes it and directs them to the energy advisor. Folks love these. And I got to tell you, having worked in utilities myself for an IOU at one time and for some cooperatives, and then having for several years now worked with municipalities, I can tell you, this saves so much more money than having to print up an owner packet. When we first get a client or a customer, and knowing full well they're going to come home and toss it in the garbage, they're going to watch a video. Okay, Danny? So this simply lays it out in the timeline, talks how much after a bill we send out each of those messages. It's really engaging for new customers or members, and teaches them how to read the bill and sign up, and makes them aware of the resources that you're providing them. And it's a great transition then. And now you've got an engaged customer. Okay, Danny? What questions do you have? I see Hope, Kevin, Robert. Anyone? Well, we're excited. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I was part of a pilot project where I was involved with the Apogee product, getting those customized videos. At the time, it was kind of an animated thing. I like the progress you guys made with those videos, but even myself, who I know quite a bit about energy efficiency and controlling cost and energy use and that type of thing, I found it very, very helpful. And because I had filled out the energy audit, I had done a lot of energy efficiency improvements. I still learned things from it that helped me, and it just made it easier for me to interpret my bill. So I think it is a good tool. Right now we have a special NQA price, legacy pricing that's been around for a while for the energy advisor. We do not have any members right now who have the integrated video service, but I think that it would be very beneficial, especially if you get a lot of high bill complaints from your customers. I think the education and knowledge goes a long way to helping them understand. They might not still be happy paying a larger bill, but at least they understand and can control the cost moving forward.
Yeah, having served in leadership roles in utilities myself, I know, high bill season, both summer and winter, we just never could staff to peak. I mean, to the peak load that we received. So anything to help knock down that peak load and reduce the number of calls, was valuable. And it's one of the reasons that I loved having Apogee on my platform, even before we had video bill explanations.
Yeah, and Connie, I wanted to expand on what you were saying about the original videos. I did an internship for Apogee in 2018, and we were using those animated videos. And I was like, yeah, they're good and everything, but we hired someone new, and she really took off. And Jim, you can attest to this, but Liz really took off with the videos, and they look so much better than they used to. So I'm proud to show the videos. I think that they have a really good quality behind them as well.
Thank you, Connie, for allowing us to share with your folks today. Good luck on your energy efficiency session for the remainder of your time. Here's our information. Feel free to call us anytime, and here are our email addresses.
Yes, and you can reach out to me as well, and I can hook you up with either Jim or Danny, or talk to you about what our members are subscribing to and the cost and that kind of stuff. But just if you're interested, let us know. And I think because we might have some people that will be joining us at 10:30, I think I'm going to go ahead and take a short break. If you want to, just leave those teams open. It might be easier that way. Just leave it open. You're probably already on mute. So, but we'll go ahead and stop the recording now, take a little bit of break, and I will see basics at 10:30. So thank you, Jim, and thank you, Danny, and we'll see the rest of you back here in a little bit.
All right, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Sure.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.